Skirt Magazine recently interviewed Alejandra Romero, who you may know as DJ Musicat, a Miami-based DJ who has quickly become a favorite of Pride events and festivals all over Miami with her open concept style of performance. With her upcoming gig at the Pride Center's Tea Dance scheduled for September 10th, we sat down with Alejandra to discuss her approach to her craft after a nearly 30-year career in entertainment. We hope you enjoy the interview. So, Alejandra is, you may know her as a DJ based out of Miami, but Alejandra has actually been in the entertainment field for the vast majority of her life. Originally from Venezuela, so I will let her introduce herself and talk a little bit about her background.
Have been quite a journey. I mean, I have been in the entertainment field for more than 30 years already. So I remember back in the day, I want to study astronomy, astrophysics, because I want to be an astronomer and work with the stars. And then I end up working with the stars another way because I work for TV. Film, so you work
that
with the stars.
Star.
You have to be careful what you wish for, I guess. You have to be very specific with the universe because it's a call. But always around the music. The things I was planning just to go and study astronomy and sell vinyls in a record store next to my house. That was my plan. Mm-hmm. And then I end up working for entertainment originally as a stage manager. That was the work I found as an assistant of the technical directors in Venezuela, of local bands, and then eventually international artists, and then I go back and forth. So, and I didn't study formally probably most of my life. Everything is learning from doing.
From experience.
Yeah. Going and I want to do that. I don't want to learn from people, which is, I guess, the best way. To me, of course, you later when you can, and especially you can afford it, something as expensive like sound engineers, things like that. But that was the thing. I tried to figure that out learning from engineers on the field. So I started learning a lot, and then prepare myself with small courses here and there. But that's the way I introduced myself to the industry in general. And I started doing a lot of concerts and live events. The music always has been, the second place now from the last probably 20 years. But in 2015, I just decided, let me just do my DJ thing. I want to go back to music again.
I was going to ask you how you made the transition.
Yeah, well, the transition is still in process. But I was like, well, I have to dedicate because you have to keep not only music and then spinning. To me, it's like a work. It's like a real job. I mean, you have to dedicate and then read what especially when you're an entertainer. I mean, you provide the entertainment for music for people, and then you create kind of a moment for them.
An atmosphere.
An atmosphere. You have to be special for them. You're not playing for you. Some, not all. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but some DJs they do their set and they are in their world and totally forget what the people doing. I like to play for people. I like to make create moments for people, and then they have those memories forever.
I interview a lot of visual artists. And, visual artists, they do their own thing. They lock themselves away in a room, and they, develop their photographs, they do their paintings, they do whatever it is that they do. Later on, they come and they show their work, and whoever likes it, whatever. Your work, it really, you have to work that kind of balance. How to be true to yourself. And also, it has such a public aspect to it because you can't really be a DJ, right?
Right.
If you're sitting in a room by yourself. I mean, you can mix things.
Yeah, you can mix things.
But the essence of what you do is to come out in public and have that relationship with the
Right,
crowd.
all the time, totally. And it's a very fine line because, well, you're gonna try to do, you're a sellout and then you do all these mainstream things. I mean, you have to sometimes, but um, it's a lot of music in the world anyway.
Yeah.
And then you can play with that. Well, my game, for example, I go to a place, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I prepare. I'm open to depending because you never know what you're gonna expect from people. And then you start a party, and then sometimes you prepare something, and then you go in some directions like you were not really like ready for that, but you just go for it.
Yeah.
And the people just super enjoy, and then you're like, hey, enjoying with them. I like the people feedback, but also I like to do my thing. I'm very eclectic to music. To the, I'm 53 years old. I have been listening to music since I was 6. I remember that. And then you can start putting people together. I mean, you just not spinning just for a target. Let's say, oh, but this is let's say, let's play only the mainstream things from this target, whatever market. I like to blend things, bring people from all ages to this main floor, and then they don't notice because you can create an atmosphere where everybody's like, okay, everybody's related with what they're listening or dancing, and then you can create that kind of memory, and then I enjoy really myself spinning for people when I am able to create that. And I'm always thinking about I'm gonna do my thing, the kind of mixing I do, but at the same time I'm thinking about how people is reacting to that, and I go to that fine line back and forth. If I'm seeing like the people is getting bored or something, I try to just kick something to make it more cohesive in a way and people enjoy themselves, including me. If I'm not enjoying that thing, I just quit.
You talk about mixing. This is something that I've noticed with just a regular consumer's ear. I go out to places, and oftentimes, someone is presenting themselves as a DJ, but I notice no mixing at all. It's just song after song after song. I know that the technology that's available to DJs these days, it's not the same as when people used to actually put vinyl albums on a record player and used to really so there are a lot of, all of a sudden it's like an explosion of DJs.
Right.
So talk to me a little bit about the whole mixing aspect, what that brings, how you approach it, what that brings to your shows, and so on and so forth. You speak to it. I asked the question.
No, you totally, it's a totally valid question because I have been, as a part of the audience too, because I like to listen to what the DJ is offering, pretty much, and I know some people just, let's see, they do display giant playlists curated by them, I guess, but no mixing in between, just spinning back track by track, back to back. It's kind of a style to the things, but to me, if I'm mixing, it's music foundation behind that, because you have to, match beats in a way. It's like you are listening to one big song, something like that. I mean, it's part of the art of the DJ on the back in the day on the vinyl. You really have to pay attention where you're doing. I mean, beat matching is a thing. The same tunes on musically, it's more pleasant to listen to something very well mixed, rather than track by track or something like, okay, this is in one chord, and then the other is totally different, and then you can tell. It's part of the job to study your tracks, and then technology allows to do it faster and probably more efficiently, because you can see on a screen where all the information of that track is. And then you can even see the waves. And if you know you have a little knowledge about the music and the waveforms, you can even match without listening, which is, if you know the track, you just go trying to match it, or the computer can do it for you. Some DJs use a little button say sync, and then they sync this to this, then they blend. But anyway, if you don't do it right, they're going to be the same. You put track by track, and it's not mixing. I mean, the computer does it for you. In a way, the computer tried to emulate what the DJs do when they mix. It's a lot. I mean, a lot of factors you can tell which is when you see an experiment DJ, or you can see something is starting off.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
And especially sometimes even people who really knows, and then they don't mix that much, but they're very good at their playlist. The way they curate and put the tracks sometimes is very, I mean, they're very smart about the music taste, but they are not skilled in the mixing field. But you can have, I know some DJs, they don't mix, but they make, they do their job. They play great music back to one and back to one and back to one.
Yeah, and you kind of have to take the audience on a ride, right?
Right. You have to create an experience, and part of the experience is try to, it's like a little roller coaster every time.
Yeah.
It's a ride. Sometimes you have your peaks, and then sometimes you think, well, these people should be tired at this point to dance. Let's put something like they can go to a bar,
go to the bar,
or just catch their breath. I mean, thinking about that is funny, because you're creating that kind of experience, and then some people really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Or they want to sing. They want to sing that song specifically all loud. It's not for dancing, but you just play for them. Or probably you like it too, and then you sing with them. It's not my case, because I'm not a singer anyway.
So let's go back to how you entered into music in Miami.
Okay. Back in 2015, I was thinking, and I told to my wife, I said, well, I should come out with something as a DJ, but I don't know, DJ Alejandra can be a thing. Let's create something. And then I was thinking, because we had 3 cats, and I was like, okay, DJ what? And I was looking at my cat, one of my cats, and I was like, probably something related to cats. Let me think. DJ Musicat. Oh, perfect. That's perfect. And nobody had that name at the time, so well, let me just do this. And I started with the handle DJ Musicat. And well, I finally came out of the closet, another one, as a DJ. It's like everybody knows that I'm a DJ, and I'm in the closet, like DJ closet. And I came out, and it was beautiful. Hey, I'm a DJ Musicat.
So then you went out and you just...
And I started doing, I remember somebody gave me the first opportunity in Wynwood. That was a place called Arts Connection. In Arts Connection, they have a weekly event. At the time, Art Connection is not anymore, but the person in charge of what is the party about. No, they did this monthly. I'm sorry, and then they asked me, "Do you want to DJ for your first gig on this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can open for that other DJ. It's another guy." And I was like, yeah. And I prepared the whole month. You don't know. It's like, I have to do this and I have to do that. I totally end up doing totally the opposite. Whatever I prepare, that start happening, and then I just start navigating the crowd right away. I engage with the people right away, and then I was like, okay, let's do this.
And you are now a regular at Wynwood Pride. And
yes.
You're now a regular at Miami Pride.
Yeah, I become like regular on so many festivals and things, like people expecting me to, hey, what are you going to do this year? So, well, same thing.
So she does actually say, this is my little story, so she does say, yes, immediately two projects because so
Yes.
Musicat here is going to be DJing the Pride Center Tea Dance on September 10th.
I say right away, yes. You have to give back. And I have been doing that all my life, giving back because I have so much from people. If I want to learn something, I have the resources right away. I mean, that doesn't mean it's easy, but it's available.
But the opportunities are there, yeah.
They're there, and people have been. I mean, not everybody's super good and nice, but you learn from them too.
Yeah.
So same thing with opportunities. You have the opportunities, you have to say yes. You don't know where you're gonna drive that, or to what they're gonna take you, places. And all my life, I have been doing the same thing, with no regrets. Totally the opposite.
Yeah.
Every single thing has been like, oh my God, this is amazing.
It just opens 5 more doors. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. How do you pick your projects? How do you do it? Is it up here? Is it I'm pointing to my head. I know no.
Okay, and people like, where? We want to know. Be specific.
Or is it from the heart? Is it from the gut? How do you?
Well, it's a combination. You have to me, let me organize that idea. Because to me, everything entering my heart first, and then I have to be, rational. Well, because you have to organize and everything. I mean, I love to say yes, but sometimes I have to turn things down because I cannot physically doing things, at the same time.
But I guess I mean creatively.
Right.
Creatively. Like what touches that chord in you?
Heart, no doubt it. Sometimes guts. Because you have to have guts. I mean, you have to be willing to do things.
Yeah.
And then people are like, how you there? Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm gonna do it. And since I remember, I said I want to do this DJ thing. Yeah, but because it's a dude thing. I said no, because of that I want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove not to the people, to myself I can do it, because we have been, living in this world. I'm very feminist about things, but I'm very smart about it because I'm not a hater. We need people. We need people, allies to our things.
Yeah.
So, when you try to open up a door in a world is a field dominated by men, you have to be smart. And you have to not be like the enemy and you're just going to prove it because I can do it. And I guess the approach have to be totally the opposite and be gentle and soft. As that's the advantage of being a woman. You have that energy.
Right.
You can be gentle and then you can do things like a mother. And then you can approach and then prove, you can do it. You can deliver. You can do it. So probably during my whole life, I have to do things to prove it myself. I can do it and do it for the benefit to show others to do it too. And to me, now it's more, I'm doing this DJ thing, and of course now I'm producing music, original music, and then working with another artist. Because you have to leave a legacy. This is the whole thing. If you don't have any purpose, what is the point?
Right.
Just do things because you can, or you can do things because you can teach other people to do it, or prove to everybody, or open the door for other people, especially for female entertainers, for female producers, and especially for females like me, which they're trying to thrive in a technical aspect of on the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a men-dominated field. You don't see that many director of photography still. I mean, we don't even have an Oscar yet.
Yeah.
In that field, but we're trying. And then times are changing too. The conversation has changed. And then it's a time like you can do things, and then let's get advantage of the momentum of the female conversation, and then doing a smart, making a smart conversation, and then let other generation of people jumping into this boat to make it, count for the future of this field, I guess.
Okay, my final question. My final question.
That was an extended answer. I don't know. I'm going play. I'm like a Finding Dory. I just go. My brain is very hectic, I guess.
What is in the creative future for DJ Musicat? Or Alejandra?
Alejandra.
Yeah.
The Alejandra.
TV Alejandra.
The TV Alejandra and the DJ Alejandra on me. I guess I'm trying to, at this point, well, definitely creating more music originally, and as a music producer, which I'm trying to get more and more and more hands-on. I'm trying to make the translation of what I'm doing to that field. Going back to music, to me, is a first full circle thing, because I started music, I want to end up in music.
Okay.
And I'm trying to, in the TV aspect, being more involved in projects that talk to people. For example, doing documentaries, open conversations, and participate more in the projects that matter in general. I mean, working in the Kardashians is very fun, but after 10 seasons, you are like, oh, I'm very like,
you're a little done with that.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get more opportunities, and then the music production and DJ helped me a little bit to, trying to be more. I can pick my projects. Right. I want to do this documentary rather than do this reality show, because the documentary talks about this and that social matters or whatever. And for music, I pretty much is produce more music. I don't know, it's a new thing, because in art everything is, you recycle anyway, ideas since the beginning of the humanity, I guess.
Yeah.
Just recycle and do new things with the things you have. Create opportunities for other female artists and DJs and producers, and get involved with the community as much as I can and help. Because if I know something and then somebody needs it, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Alejandra Romero, DJ Musicat, thank you for your time. September 10th, come out to the Angeles, Fort Lauderdale, and see this woman play. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Skirt Magazine wants to thank Alejandra for her time.